Resilience, emotional fortitude. These are two words that have really come up quite a bit since the pandemic hit. My good friend Jamelle and I, EQ Ninjas, hashtag, we often, when we engage in conversation, we talk about, the pandemic ended the argument that our emotions impact performance. And perhaps you're in agreement with that. Perhaps you also notice that in the last year and a half, 2 years, or when you've been in emotional disruption, you've been able to recognize that, I don't perform as well when I'm angry, frustrated, fatigued, exhausted, stressed. And so this is what comes to mind is, how do I perform better in those emotions? Not how do I get rid of those emotions? Because turns out we're human beings. We can't get rid of those emotions. Nor does an emotionally intelligent individual not experience those emotions. That's what I find really funny sometimes when I engage in conversations around emotional intelligence is there's this myth. Yeah, myth is a great word to use. Around emotionally intelligent individuals don't feel as much as people who haven't developed those skills. And that's just not true. What an emotionally intelligent individual develops is the resiliency to operate in those difficult emotions and emotional fortitude to understand what they are, to flex those emotions, to allow them to be comfortable in them, and then to keep their IQ turned on, to keep their rational, logical brain, their decision-making, their relationship building, their communication, keep all of those intellectual skills turned on. So that when disruptive emotions hit, it doesn't impact their behavior. It doesn't impact their performance. Or if it does, it impacts it momentarily and they course correct and they recover quite quickly. And so you might be thinking, how do I get those skills? The foundation for all of us in emotional intelligence is our emotional self-awareness, expanding our awareness and our vocabulary around what we are feeling. So if I'm going to spend time just pausing on a daily basis and checking in with myself and saying, what emotion or emotions am I experiencing right now? And you might hit a blank wall. Content, pleased, fine. At the beginning, it might feel a bit clunky because our vocabulary around it isn't expansive or deep. However, you just have to stick with it. Like anything we practice requires repetitions to get really good at. So day over day over day, as you pause to check in with yourself and you go, how am I feeling? What do I notice in my body? What would I name that? Your vocabulary will expand and your awareness will expand. And from there, once you're aware and you can name it, you will notice it diminishes in its power and your IQ starts to stay turned on even longer.